Hi again, YouTube. This is Laura, and I just wanted to make a quick update about my second and third day after I got my dentures. As you can probably tell right now, I don't have my dentures in, and I wasn't going to make an update since I don't really have a lot of news about dentures at the moment and wearing them. But then I thought maybe it would be a good idea to make a video of complications and trying to deal with that. As you're getting new dentures, because I'm sure I'm not the only one that has ran into these types of problems. So on the first day I made a video update after I had worn my dentures for about 11 hours. And if you watched that, you'll know I had a hard time. I couldn't get the bottom dentures back in, and I had literally only taken them out for about a half hour. When I talked to a few people online and decided that maybe I should keep them in for like the first 24 to 48 hours. And even though I hadn't just had extractions or anything, they thought maybe, it would help me to adjust to them faster if I left them in for the first couple of days, all 24 hours a day. So I went to do that, and I wasn't able to get the bottom denture back in. I went ahead and got the top denture in. It hurt, but I was able to get it in okay, and it felt okay, just a minute or two after I had put it back in. So I left, so an update, that was what happened on the first night. And then the second day, I woke up that morning, and of course I still had my top denture in, because I put them in the night before. And so I kept my top denture in until about 5 o'clock that afternoon. And it was starting to get, sore, and I had ate some lunch, and that is some good news from the second day. I didn't eat anything that was really hard to chew, but I had some pudding and one of those little pudding cups, and then I had some of like the corned beef hash that you can get in a can. I had some of that just because I was hungry and I wanted some actual food, and that it's something that it's some actual food, but it's not very hard to chew, and I really like that. I think it's pretty good stuff. So I ate some of that, and I was able to eat that pretty easily, with my top denture in. It really didn't bother me a whole lot. I mean, my gums were sore a little bit, but it wasn't unbearable. I could eat, with my denture in, and I had no problem. My denture didn't feel like it was moving around. It was a little bit, but not bad at all. And, I haven't used any adhesives or anything yet. So, that was okay, as far as that. And let's see. Oh, I took my top denture out, at about 5 p.m. on that second day. Just because I was planning to eat supper with my family at about 6:30ish or so that evening, and so I decided that maybe if I went ahead and took them out, then I could let my gums breathe and get calmed down from having the denture in for that long, because by then it had been about 30 hours or so that I had the denture in. So I went ahead and took it out, and I was able to go ahead and eat, like regular supper like the rest of my family was eating that evening. And, my gums were sore, but there wasn't anything that was like really hard to chew in that meal, so I was able to eat it even though it hurt a little bit. So that was basically the second day. Later in the evening, my gums were getting sore, so I used some ice just on the outside of my mouth, like wrapped up in a towel, and put an ice pack on that, and that seemed to help with the pain of it some anyway. I don't know that it helped with the swelling a whole lot, but it helped with some pain from it. And so that was the second day. And then today was the third day. And when I woke up this morning, I thought, I'll go ahead and try to put in both the top and the bottom denture. And I ran into the same problems again. The bottom denture, like I mentioned, I could get, the bottom in, but the bottom was really hurting because I am starting to get sore spots now. And I won't show them to you because they look kind of nasty, but I have a sore spot like on both sides of the bottom, about like right here and right here, and then I have a sore spot like right in there on the top, and another one right in there. And then I can't really see if they're there just because it's so far back in my mouth and I can't really see that, but it feels like there is probably sore spots on the outside, next to my cheek, on the upper gums on both sides, and it feels like on the inside, on the bottom gums in the very back is where it's really sore. So, I can't really tell if there's sore spots there, but that's where it really hurts when I try to put the denture in. And so, like I mentioned, with the bottom denture, I could get like one side down, but it really hurt just to get one side over the back part of my gum. And then I could get the sides down on both sides. It really hurt, but I could push it hard enough to get them down on both sides, but then it would just sit on top of my gum in the front and it would not go down. And so obviously that wasn't working. Wasn't gonna be able to do that. That's not how it's supposed to sit. And so then I tried putting the front down first and then trying to push the sides down, and that would hurt extremely bad. Like I was in tears and crying. It hurt so bad doing this. And I'm thinking, that's probably not just from sore spots. I'm not saying that, I'm sure the sore spots I know hurt from seeing a couple of other people's videos. I know I saw a few of from DJ Smiles, I believe is his name. I'm pretty sure that's right. I know I've watched his videos. I just can't remember the exact name of him, of his channel. And he was talking about, having it make it, how it was hard to put them on the first couple of days, over the sore spots, that it hurt to do that. So, it hurt so bad that I think it was probably sore spots plus swelling, because, I don't know. I don't have experience with this, so I'm not sure that that's right, but I wouldn't personally think that it should hurt that bad and will not go on unless it's got some swelling as well. So I finally gave up on that because, like I mentioned, if I put it on the sides first, I could get those down with a lot of pain, but it would not go over the front. If I tried to get the front down, I could get the front on, and I could get one side down if I really pushed, but then the other side would just be sticking up, and it would not go down, no matter what I did. So I finally gave up on that and took that out. And so then I thought, yesterday I was able to wear the top denture, okay, and so I'll try that again. And that was really painful too. It really hurt in the front and in the back. I tried to get it in, and I thought that it went in. It felt like it was going in, but it didn't feel like it suctioned itself in. And then, I would try to let go of it and try to move, my mouth, and it would just fall right back out. So, no matter what I did, if I tried to push up with it, if I tried to, push it in and push it up, it wouldn't stay in. So it obviously wasn't going in right, and it hurt doing that. Like, I saw a video somewhere saying, if you have sore spots in the front, then you can try not pushing it in so it's, rubbing right against that when you're putting it up. Put it a little bit forward and then slide it back onto it. And so I tried that, thinking maybe that was the problem, because I knew there was a sore spot here and a sore spot right in there, and I knew it was probably hitting it, and maybe that was causing part of the problem. But again, that didn't make a difference either. I was running into, pain there when I did push it back, but there was a lot of pain in the back outside areas. And, like I said, it was like it would go over one side of the gum, and it felt like it kind of went in the front where it was supposed to. It didn't feel like it was quite up as far as it should be, but the other side would not go completely onto my gum. So, and again, it wasn't as painful as the bottom, but it was still very painful. So I finally just said, forget it. I'm not going to mess with them anymore. I will, try to rest rest my gums as much as possible. I'll do saltwater rinses because that was recommended to me, and in my instructions from the doctor too, to do saltwater rinses if you get sores and things like that. So today I just went, without my dentures. I wasn't able to eat a whole lot of food this afternoon because my gums were really sore after that. I had ice on them basically all day long, and I did the saltwater rinses like 3 times today. So, I finally, this afternoon, I, had some plans to go out with my sister and my, the foreign exchange student that my family has, and we were going to get pedicures and stuff, and my gums were still hurting, and so I just finally took some Advil this afternoon, and that kind of took care of the pain at least, before I went to that. So basically after that, I came back home and I wasn't in a lot of pain, but didn't really have any pain from my gums this evening. So, but this afternoon, at lunchtime, I just went with like the really, really soft foods. All I ate was some mashed potatoes for lunch, and that's all I ate until dinner time today. And then dinner time, I didn't have any like real hard food. I had some potatoes again, and that were soft, and then I had some salmon patties, and those were soft enough that they were okay. So I was able to eat those without them in. I just, had to chew in certain areas so that I didn't hit those sore spots and it hurt or anything. So that seemed to be okay. So that is basically my entire update for the second and third day. I can't give you a lot of advice as far as wearing the dentures since I wasn't able to put them in, but I thought I would make a video and explain, the problems that I had, because I know, I'm probably not the only one out there that's ran into these type of problems, and I thought I would just, let other people know that, it may not be anything wrong with the dentures or anything, but it may just take you a little while. And I think, my problem is probably because I have gone so long without anything in my mouth. It's going to take, a little longer to adjust to having dentures in my mouth, and it feels, it felt really weird to have them in the first day. They felt gigantic, and it felt really weird. I mean, it wasn't completely uncomfortable once I got used to them. The first couple of hours felt like I was slobbering all over the place, and I was gagging off and on, and I could not talk like hardly at all so that you could understand me. But as the day went on, it wasn't quite so bad that first day. I wasn't gagging as much, and it was hard to understand me talking, but I was just around some of my family, and they could understand me most of what I was saying. It wasn't coming out clearly, but they could understand at least most of what I was saying. So basically, the only other thing I wanted to mention, is if you do run into problems like I've mentioned, maybe some things to try that have been recommended to me are just making sure you do saltwater rinses. They told me about 3 times a day. And then also either, like sucking on ice cubes, doing something like with ice cold water or something like that, and just, holding it or swishing it around in your mouth, and that will try to help alleviate some of the pain from the gums. Or just using like an ice pack on the outside of your gum. I have one of those packs that you can freeze or you can heat it up, whatever, and use, and it's reusable. So I've been using that. And then yesterday when it really hurt, and earlier today when it really hurt, I did that. I used that until it was, it was getting warm enough that it wasn't really cold anymore. And then I just straightened it out and used a bag of peas, and that worked okay too. So, that's just some things you can work. I also did take Advil, like when I went out today, and that helped alleviate the pain from that for a while. So, that's just a few tips of, that you might be able to try if you're running into problems with having sore gums and things like that. So anyway, this video is getting long, so I am going to go ahead and stop for now. But that's just a few updates from my second and third day. And I've been complaining about it a lot. I've probably been whining too much about it, but, I was like, well, it's frustrating to have brand new dentures and not be able to wear them at all. But I know it's only temporary, and, I will be able to go in for an adjustment next week. Sometime I was supposed to wait a week, and then I can call them and ask to get adjustments. And, surely the swelling or tenderness is going to go away and I can get them back in. And I know it's probably going to cause more sore spots and things like that, but at least I can get used to them a little bit and have them in my mouth for a while. So, yeah, that's basically all for now. So I hope everyone has had a great day, and I will try to update you guys again soon. If I wear my dentures at all tomorrow, then I'll try to send you an update and let you know how that's going, or I will try to update you, before at least the end of the weekend and tell you, what's going on now and if things have gotten any better as far as being able to wear my dentures and stuff. So anyway, I hope everyone has a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.